Hey guys, how are you? Hey, I am working on a table and I am patching the top. So I wanted to pop in and do a little tutorial for you on how to fill all your scratches, dents, dings, all that kind of other happy stuff. My rule of thumb, okay, this is probably an Amyism. If I can feel it with my fingers, I'm gonna see it when I'm finished. Meaning that because the majority of everything that I do is got powder glaze on it, if I can feel it, the powder glaze is gonna pick it up, whether it's gonna sit down in or it's gonna show that imperfection. So it doesn't matter if it is a dent, a scratch. You can have a lot of surface scratches and not feel it per se, right? And those usually will stand out. Dents, dings, deep scratches, they have to be filled before I do powder glaze, or you will see every single one. And this, my friends, is probably the most time-consuming part of our painting process, okay? So let me move this down a little bit. I use this light. Hang on, bear with me. My legs don't wanna, my legs are sticky because I've got paint all over them. Okay. So, you can see my table. I've already started, okay? I'm gonna show you what supplies I have. I have a sanding sponge. This is 100 grit. I have my Napa Pro Spot. This is my glazing putty that I'm gonna use. I have this very, very flexible palette knife. It's like from Hobby Lobby. Of course, I have my blue shop towels, I love those. And I have denatured alcohol in a spray bottle. So let me show you how I do this. First of all, I work in small sections. So you can see here, let me go up a little bit. I had a section here, a section here, a section here, and there's gonna be a section on the back end. But I'm gonna work on this one right now just because my light is closest over here. It's gonna be the easiest way to show you. And I'm gonna use my light, my ring light here, to spot all that nasty stuff that I need to fix, okay? So first things first, I'm gonna just kind of take this surface off. This is kind of a big section, but we'll do this right here. And when you do this, you will see more imperfections pop up because you're taking off that top kind of layer and you're magnifying it. Then I'm gonna take my rag and just kind of get the dust off. Okay. Then I'm gonna get a clean one. And I'm gonna take some denatured alcohol and I'm gonna spray my rag. I'm not gonna spray it directly on here because denatured alcohol will take off the finish if it sits too long. And I'm just gonna do a quick wipe. All right. Kitchen tables get such a tough rap, you know? All right, so I'm kind of sitting at an angle where I can kind of get down and see, especially if I go from over here, the way that the light's running this way, and I can see a lot of stuff that I can feel with my finger. Again, I see it, I'm gonna touch it, and if I can feel it, I'm gonna fill it. Okay, so I've got my Pro Spot. I'm just gonna take a little bit right on the tip of my flexible putty knife, palette knife. It's actually an artist palette knife. I'm gonna put my finger on the back end and I'm just kind of press it over the spot that I want to fill. And you don't want to work it too much. Okay, you just kind of put it on and move forward. Let me get you a little bit closer so you can kind of see this. I want to get like super close for you. Okay. Just so you can kind of see how I'm placing my finger. There's a spot right here. Any excess, you're just gonna wipe it off on your rag. I got a little bit right here on the tip. Okay, a little bit. I'm taking my pointer finger on the back side of the knife and I'm pressing it down and I'm dragging it over the spot. And once it's nice and filled in, I'm gonna stop. There's some little ones right here. Look, you can get carried away by seeing surface scratches, but if you can feel it, then you need to fill it. See, there's one right there. I can see it, but I don't feel it. And it's times like these that I really miss my husband being around, because he is incredibly good at this, because I don't know, I think it's the carpenter in him. Some of them you can look at them and you can just tell they need filled. See, this one almost feels like it's up instead of down. I'm still gonna put some on there. This takes time. Pat, we would joke, we had a shirt, Doc had a shirt one time that said patch sand, patch sand, patch sand, because that's literally what he did all day long, patch sand. Always make sure you're cleaning this off. This stuff dries really fast, so it'll dry on your knife, and then you have to like use a sanding block to get it off. This is a 1K product in terms of its hardness, so much better than anything. Well, I'm not going to say anything you can buy at big box stores, but it dries super hard and it sands. That's a long scratch right here. But now I can't, okay, I can feel it goes up there. Doing this is kind of cathartic, honestly. I will sit here and put music on and just patch for hours. It's way more fun to put it on than it is to take it off. So if you're wanting to get a leg up on your competition, a lot of painters don't take this step to do this. They just, clean, rough sand, get some paint on it. And there's a time for that, right? If you're trying to do a quick flip on something to bring in some money, which, we've all done, there's no harm in, cleaning, doing your scuff sand and not taking this step. This table is first of all, it's a client table. So obviously I'm gonna take my time and make sure that it's perfect. But if I really wanted to, like if I had a table like this and I wanted to sell it for, and I'm not talking flip money, I'm talking, $1,200-$1,500, I would be doing the same step. If it were a table I was flipping for, $100, I definitely wouldn't do this step. Maybe $100 to $300. But like I said, there's a time, that sometimes you just have to do it good, but get it done quick. And this is a step that it's kind of optional at that point. If you did the math, profit margin wise, if you do this step, you really do need to be selling your things for top dollar. Okay, that one looks pretty good. I'm gonna stand. So now I've got a different angle. I see some spots right here. I'm also working with the grain. The grain's going this way, and I'm patching that way as well. Some of the scratches go vertically, so it's the opposite way of the way that the grain runs, but I'm still filling them the way that the grain runs. That looks pretty good. Tables and chairs are one of those things that they just get so beat up. Now this Pro Spot that I use from Napa, it dries pretty fast. If we're really pushing it on a piece, we can usually, by the time I would get around, I can sand where I started and repatch if necessary. But ideally, I like to let this stuff sit overnight. So I'm gonna get all this done today, and then I'm gonna sand it tomorrow. I'm probably gonna use my orbital and sand this off and take, go down into the veneer a little bit here without burning through it. And then I'm gonna wipe it all down and probably patch again because a lot of this patch will end up leaving when I sand it. So it'll stay in the really deep stuff though, and that's what matters. All right. That is exactly how I do it, y'all. I hope you're having a great week, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.